Oh, we're just going to go straight to the person who won in the riding, and there he is, Sean Fraser. He did manage to win in the riding of Central Nova. Sean Fraser, congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you so much. We get to be together on election night anyway, Rosemary.
Okay, so it turns out that idea to not retire and spend time with your family worked out for you here. How are you feeling about that?
Look, I'm feeling really good about the path ahead. Obviously, it's an invigorating experience to be successful in an election, to have the privilege to represent your community in the House of Commons. My family's actually really excited. We were all together earlier this evening watching the results come in, and this is an incredible opportunity to continue our service.
Yeah, and I'm totally teasing you about that. What do you make of what the numbers are so far, and the fact that this has been a two-party race throughout this election campaign, and that is reflected here tonight? And we don't know exactly how this is going to end, other than you are forming government.
Yeah, look, I'll reserve judgment on the final numbers that come in, but the results we're seeing tonight reflects my experience on the doorstep over the course of the last number of weeks. People were faced with a very clear choice. Who is best to represent Canada in defending Canada, standing up to the threat that we're seeing coming from south of the border? People have very different views as to the appropriateness of one party or another, but that's what elections are all about. More than any election I've been a part of, this was a very clear choice with a clear issue, and thankfully, locally and nationally, the voters have made the choice that I think was the right one.
Right, but still not. I realized that the bar, 3 months ago was let's just survive. But as the election went on, it seemed like the bar was let's try and get to a majority. Could still happen, I suppose, but I think it's getting increasingly less likely. A minority government, is that something that you think Liberals can deal with and work with going forward with Mr. Carney, if that's where we end up?
Well, look, I anticipate, and you got to keep in mind that the future of the government is not up to political parties, but it's up to Canadians. The Canadian people are always right on the back end of an election, and if they decide to elect a minority or a majority, it's incumbent upon those of us who get elected to work across the aisle as much as possible to ensure that we implement the kinds of policies that are going to serve the Canadian people and the way the Canadian people see fit. If not, you may find ourselves back in an election. But in the meantime, I think we're going to have an opportunity to work in a cross-partisan way to try to defend Canada's interests, in particular in the face of threats from Donald Trump and the United States.
And tell me, do you think it is possible for the Liberal Party to work with the Conservative Party? We were discussing it with the at-issue panel. I mean, it just seems, given the way the election unfolded and how difficult Mr. Poilievre was before the election in terms of how he confronted the Liberal government, I don't know how that works going forward. Do you see a path for people to work together in the face of Donald Trump?
Look, it may depend on the specific issue. Obviously, one of the things that I heard on the doorstep and something that reflects my experience in the House of Commons, Mr. Poilievre in particular has adopted a very similar style of politics to what we've seen from President Trump. But it's not as though that one person represents the voices of every member of Parliament from all opposition parties. We have the opportunity to work with members of different political parties. We have the opportunity on an issue-by-issue basis to work with many Conservatives as well. I had many opportunities to make friends on the other side of the aisle, including in the Conservative caucus, and we're going to have to leverage those relationships. Canadians do not want us to continually talk about what's wrong with the other party that we may be competing against. They want us to put our ideas on the table and work together to get things done. I heard that message loud and clear in my own community, and it's a lesson I'm going to take back to Ottawa going forward.
Okay, Sean Fraser, nice to see you. Congratulations again, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
I'm sure. Thank you so much, Rosemary.
Okay, have a good evening. Appreciate it very much.